Picture this. You just landed in one of Southeast Asia's most vibrant countries. The food smells incredible. The skyline is stunning. Your hotel is booked. Your ringgit is ready. And within 48 hours, you've lost RM2000. Not to a pickpocket. Not to a mugging. You lost it with a smile on your face because someone made you believe you were winning. Hard cut to black. Malaysia loses an estimated RM2.4 billion annually to scam-related activity. So here's the question nobody's asking loudly enough. Who is actually running the scams, and why does Malaysia keep making it so easy for them? Wide aerial shot of KLCC. Transition to street-level shots. Malaysia is a country that genuinely has it all. A massive digital economy, world-class infrastructure, millions of tourists every year, and one of Southeast Asia's fastest-growing fintech markets. But beneath the glossy travel videos and luxury skyline shots, there's another economy operating in the shadows. One built entirely around deception. This isn't just about tourists getting overcharged. This is about organized systems designed to exploit fear, confusion, loneliness, and greed with terrifying precision. And the three scams you're about to see are happening right now, probably within a few kilometers of where you're sitting. By the end of this video, you'll never look at random phone calls, airport taxis, or online investment opportunities the same way again. Sound of a phone ringing. Narrator Theo. Your phone rings. Unknown Malaysian number. You answer. The voice on the other side sounds calm, professional, official. They say they're calling from Bank Negara Malaysia, or maybe the police, or the tax authority. The agency changes. The script doesn't. Sir, your identity has been linked to criminal activity. Your bank account is under investigation. And just like that, your brain freezes. This is the Macau Scam, one of the most devastating fraud operations in Southeast Asia. Despite the name, many of these syndicates now operate from places like Myanmar, Cambodia, and even inside Malaysia itself. And the psychology behind it is brutal. First comes the hook. They already know your name, maybe your IC number, maybe your address. Instant credibility. Then comes the fear. They tell you your account was linked to money laundering, drug trafficking, tax fraud. They pressure you constantly. No time to think. No time to verify. Then comes the final move. They tell you to transfer your money into a safe account while the investigation is ongoing. And here's the genius of the scam. They never frame it as giving money away. They frame it as protecting your money, except the safe account belongs to them. And once the transfer is complete, it's gone. In 2023 alone, Malaysia recorded thousands of Macau scam cases, with losses reaching hundreds of millions of ringgit. And the victims are not foolish people. Engineers, teachers, business owners, retirees. Because fear overrides logic. The moment panic takes over, even intelligent people become vulnerable. What makes this worse is that authorities have warned the public repeatedly. No government agency will ask you to transfer money. That message has been repeated for years. But scammers don't fight logic. They fight emotion. And emotion wins far more often than people want to admit. So, if this call ever comes, hang up immediately. Call the agency back using the official number from their website. And remember this clearly. No legitimate authority in Malaysia will ever ask you to transfer money over the phone. Ever. Footage. KLI arrivals hall. Tourists dragging luggage. You've just landed in Kuala Lumpur. You're tired, jet-lagged, slightly overwhelmed. And before you even leave the airport, someone approaches you. Taxi, boss? Cheap price. Sounds harmless. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it absolutely isn't. Malaysia's official taxi systems and ride-hailing platforms are mostly legitimate. The problem exists in the gaps around the system. The unofficial operators, the manipulated fares, the confusion tourists walk into before they understand the city. And the scams usually come in three forms. The first is the airport tout. Someone offers you a special flat rate into the city. Maybe RM80, maybe RM100, but the actual grab fare might only be RM50. You've already been overcharged before the journey even starts. Then comes the manipulated meter. You enter a licensed taxi. Everything looks normal, but somehow the fare climbs unusually fast. Tourists rarely notice because they don't know the standard price. By the time they realize something feels wrong, the ride is already over. Then there's the currency switch scam. You hand over a RM50 note. The driver distracts you during conversation, swaps the note in his hand, and suddenly claims you only gave him RM5. You're confused. You doubt yourself. You pay again. And just like that, your money disappears in plain sight. What makes this issue bigger than just tourist inconvenience is what it says about national reputation. Malaysia spends heavily promoting itself as a world-class destination. But for some visitors, their very first memory of the country is being manipulated minutes after leaving the airport. That becomes a branding problem, because tourists remember how a country makes them feel. And nothing destroys trust faster than feeling cheated. The safest option? Use Grab. Always. The fare is displayed up front. The route is tracked. The driver is registered. It removes almost every loophole these scams depend on. At KLIA, ignore random approaches inside the arrivals hall and use the official pickup zones only. Simple decisions can save you a lot of money. Now we get to the scam that keeps regulators awake at night. Because this one doesn't target confused tourists. It targets ambition. People looking for better opportunities, extra income, a new job, a fresh start. And sometimes it starts with a simple message. Hello. We saw your profile and think you'd be perfect for this role. The salary sounds amazing. Flexible hours, remote work, fast hiring. The company has a website, a logo, maybe even fake reviews. Everything looks real enough. You apply. The interview happens over WhatsApp or Telegram. No video calls. No office meetings. But they sound professional. Then comes the catch. They ask for a training fee, or a payment for equipment, or a deposit before onboarding. And once you pay, they disappear. But in some cases, it gets even darker. Some Malaysians have accepted overseas job offers only to discover they were being trafficked into scam compounds operating in Myanmar and Cambodia. Passports confiscated. Phones monitored. Forced to scam other victims online. Hundreds of Malaysians have reportedly been rescued from these operations in recent years. That's not just fraud anymore. That's organized crime on an industrial scale. And then there's the investment version. The one that destroys people slowly. Someone messages you online. Friendly, attractive, charming. They spend days, sometimes weeks, building trust. Then eventually they mention cryptocurrency, or forex trading, or a special investment platform. They show screenshots of profits, huge returns, fast growth, easy money. You invest a small amount first. And, surprisingly, it works. The app shows profits. Your balance increases. So naturally you invest more. Then one day you try to withdraw your money. Suddenly there are taxes, processing fees, compliance charges. You keep paying because you think your profits are waiting on the other side. But there were never any profits. The platform was fake from the beginning. The numbers were theater. And the person you trusted? Part of the script. Malaysia has seen enormous losses from fake investment schemes in recent years, especially involving crypto-related scams. And many victims never report it. Not because they don't care, but because they're ashamed. That silence is exactly what allows these operations to continue growing. So here's the rule. The moment someone online starts talking aggressively about investments or guaranteed profits, your guard should go up immediately. Verify every platform. Research every company. And never trust urgency. Real investments don't need countdown timers and emotional pressure. Scams do. Here's the contradiction at the center of all this. Malaysia is incredibly good at building. The infrastructure is modern. The digital economy is expanding rapidly. The country wants to become a regional financial powerhouse. But protection systems are still catching up. Financial literacy, consumer protection, cross-border enforcement. Scammers understand these weaknesses better than most people do. And that's why this problem keeps growing. Because every successful scam damages something bigger than just a bank account. It damages trust. trust in institutions, trust in technology, trust in people. And once a society loses trust, rebuilding it becomes extremely difficult. Malaysia is not alone in this fight. Countries around the world are dealing with similar threats. But some governments have responded far more aggressively. South Korea introduced real-time fraud monitoring systems. Singapore created emergency bank account kill switches. The UK pushed banks to compensate certain scam victims directly. Meanwhile, many scam responses across Southeast Asia still remain reactive. Report the crime. File paperwork. Hope for the best. But scammers evolve faster than bureaucracy. And every delay gives them more time to adapt. If you're living in Malaysia or planning to visit, understand something important. Right now, awareness is your strongest defense. Not the banks. Not the government. You. Your hesitation before sending money. Your instinct to verify. Your willingness to question things that feel slightly off. That pause matters, because the people running these scams are professionals. This is their full-time job. They have scripts, targets, training systems. They're very good at what they do. The only advantage you have is knowing they exist before they reach you. So Malaysia now stands at a crossroads. One future looks optimistic. Stronger enforcement, smarter banking systems, better financial education, regional cooperation against organized scam syndicates. A future where scammers eventually decide Malaysia is too difficult to exploit. But there's another future too. One where warnings remain warnings. Losses continue rising. And public trust slowly collapses under the weight of constant deception. Which direction will the country choose? Right now, it could honestly go either way. And that's uncomfortable. But uncomfortable truths are often the ones people need to hear most. So here's the question I want to leave you with. If scammers are becoming more organized, more sophisticated, and more powerful every year, why are ordinary people still expected to fight them mostly alone? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this video made you think twice before answering that next suspicious phone call, accepting that next investment opportunity, or stepping into that unofficial airport taxi, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Like, subscribe, and stay sharp. Because somewhere out there right now, someone is already preparing the next scam script.